Hello, fine people of YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and I got like 0 minutes to make this video. So, so we're gonna keep it moving. Gotta go catch a plane. All right, today we are talking about ban the box laws, or in New York, you're looking at the Fair Chance Act specifically, and we are going to talk about why these laws are popular and what they do, at least in New York. So, essentially, this law is aimed at making sure that people with convictions, people who have been convicted of a crime, can get a fair shot, a fair chance, you might say, at finding employment. Now, I was recently having a discussion, I thought it was video worthy, as to why these laws are popular with politicians. And I really think, based on everything I've read, there's three core reasons. First reason is the war on drugs. Second reason is the war on drugs. Third reason is the war on drugs. Um, no, but let's break that down. So the war on drugs, if you're familiar, incarcerated tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people during its pendency, and you could argue it's still going on today. Many of these people who were convicted were essentially convicted of victimless crimes, right? I mean, I don't really view selling marijuana to people, although against the law, I don't necessarily know who it hurts. But yet, with three strike laws and various other things going on, sentencing guidelines, you do have people doing long stints of incarceration and facing multiple convictions for selling weed, essentially. And the first reason why ban the box laws are popular is just a utilitarian philosophical argument. Getting those people a second chance is probably the path to doing the most good for society, to alleviating the most suffering in society. Getting those people earning again lets them pay taxes that, depending on the politicians you elect, could be good for people, that they have more money to help people. At least theoretically, there's a lot of good that can come from these second chances, right? This chance to get back into the employment pool. The second motivation for ban the box laws is the social equity argument. The war on drugs had a disparate racial impact. You can agree, you can disagree, you can talk about this for 30 days if you want. This is a hotly contested topic. I'm not sure why. It's very clear to me that these laws were not uniformly enforced. And even if they were, there would still be a disparate racial impact just because of social economic factors, everything that's going on. So, from a social equity standpoint, an equality standpoint, there are various protected classes who benefit greatly from ban the box laws. And you could look at the ban the box laws, the Fair Chance Act, as an effort to undo some tiny sliver of that harm, of that damage that was done to those communities. The third argument, not as high-minded, perhaps more compelling for many politicians, is very Machiavellian in its ruthlessness. And essentially what we're looking at here is, if you have a large portion of your population who have been convicted of crimes and cannot work, we as a society don't want to let those people starve to death. We want to keep them in shelter and everything else, and that all costs money. At the same time, those people who can't work, who society is spending money on, they're probably also not paying taxes. So what you're saying is, convicted individuals who can't find work take money out of the budgets of politicians and don't increase the budgets of politicians by paying taxes. These are two things politicians very much do not approve of. And so they want those people back to work. You could say they have a very ruthless motivation for getting those people back to work because they want money. Money for a politician is power, obviously, right? So that's I think why you find a lot of support from a lot of different walks of life for the ban the box laws. All right. In New York, the Fair Chance Act is very important. It's going to require any employer with 4 or more employees to not be able to ask you about your criminal history up front, and they can't conduct a criminal background check on you until they've actually offered you the job. Now, I've had people say to me, what does that matter? They're just going to conduct it later. Here's why it matters. If you conduct the criminal background check before you make the offer of the job, it's really easy for the employer to be like, oh, you know what? You were rude to the interviewer, or you didn't show up on time. We didn't like your attire. We just went with someone else. There's 1,000,001 ways for them to get out of hiring an individual. If they've made the offer before they conduct the investigation, well, at that point you can say, I feel pretty certain what went on in the criminal background check is why you're rescinding this offer of employment. It is an evidentiary move. It's almost like the law sets up a trap for employers. Now, don't get me wrong. The employer can perform a criminal background check and then come back and say, hey, we sell insurance. You were convicted of insurance fraud 3 times. That's problematic. We don't want to hire you. And that is very reasonable. I would argue that is probably a legal rescission of that job offer, right? Counterpoint, we scuba dive here at this job, and you were convicted of arson 30 years ago. Doesn't sound related. Doesn't sound like a major issue, right? I presume that person was a kid when they committed arson. Something happened. Who knows, right? With any conviction, the context matters. So that's why that feature in the law is so important. Now, the law also limits, they can't ask you about sealed misdemeanors. They can't ask you about pending charges. And they can ask about felony convictions. So it's going to be an issue. There's additional guidelines from the EEOC on this topic. Those are worth looking into. But this law matters. This law can change lives. And there are a lot of firms who do not take these cases. I've spoken with many plaintiffs, many victims of this kind of discrimination who've said to me, yeah, you're like the 30th firm I talked to. One, sir or madam, how is that possible? We should at the very least be in the top 5 if somebody's calling employment attorneys in New York State. I mean, honestly, top 2, in my opinion. But anyways, fine. You're bad at Google and you found me as number 30th. Fine. I'm offended, but I'm still going to try to help you. I'm going to hear about why all these other attorneys wouldn't help you, right? I hear really weird things. Like people just saying, oh, we don't take those. An employment law firm that represents employees who doesn't take criminal discrimination cases with this Fair Chance Act in play? That's pretty wild. Or firms who say, hey, yeah, we don't take those on a contingency. We bill hourly for those cases. We don't think they're valuable. 1, you're mistaken. They are valuable. I know they're valuable. 2, and you make them valuable by helping people, right? That is the key conceit to our industry. You help people, you make money. Even if you're a really bad person, you should still want to help people in this industry because that's how you make money, right? I mean, what's wrong with you? This just doesn't make sense. I'm going to stop ranting. But okay, the problem is when you're a convict, when you have a criminal record and everywhere you go, friends, family, potential romantic partners, jobs, they're all slamming the door in your face because you have a conviction. And then your potential job slams the door in your face and you're like, I think I have a claim. And so you call up attorneys, and all the attorneys slam the door in your face too for basically the same reason. That's a problem. That undermines the value of the law. So employment attorneys of New York, you've got a great law in place. Do the reading. Spend some time. Take a risk. Figure it out. These cases are valuable. Start helping the people. When you help the people, you make the money. Right? I mean, come on. So if we could all, listen, it's fine. I'll take all of these cases, all of the viable claims in all of New York State. Nobody else wants them. Fine. I'll take them. I'm thrilled. But I think it's not ideal. It's very not ideal to have an individual who's experienced this in all avenues of his or her life getting the same thing from plaintiffs' employment attorneys, just slamming the door saying, we don't want to help you. They're going to stop calling. They're not going to get to the 30th attorney. The individual who calls 30 attorneys after 29 no's or 29 rude conversations is an extraordinary individual. There's a lot of stick-to-itiveness, right? Like that, not everybody's got that. Very few people have that, right? So try not to just dismiss these out of hand. Even if it's just for your own self-interest, try to look at these cases closely. Try to take a magnifying glass, dig down into it, and really ascertain, can I help? Or even, again, let's say you're the worst person, you're just pure psychopath. Not a question of can I help, it's can I make money? Just incidentally, to make money, you gotta help. So it's okay. We can bring all the lunatics into this industry. It's fine, because even if they're only self-interested, the pure narcissist view on life, they still have to help people and make money. So it's fine. Come help people. Make money. It's fine. Anyways, I've been talking way too much. I have to go catch my flight. I hope this helps someone. I hope some attorney listens to this and the next case that comes along, she or he looks at it and says, yeah, I should help this person. That would be good for them and for me. Like and subscribe if this video was useful to you, if it helped you in some way, helps me to help more people just like you. Take care.